It was time to go to the bowl game again. This year for Mississippi State bowl game in Jacksonville, Florida. Been there before, so this is going to be the third time in, what, 8 years to go to the old Gator Bowl. Now it's the Taxslayer Bowl in Jacksonville.
There you go.
Thank you. Instead of traveling with the team, so that would mean flying down there either like on Christmas Day or a couple days later and then flying back after the game. The way this worked out, we had just visited my dad in Dothan, Alabama, down in the southeast corner of Alabama for Christmas. We had just been down with the family, and I thought, heck, that wasn't that bad of a drive.
You never stayed with that?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, you have a good day.
Coffee.
Coffee. I'm sorry.
Left home a couple days before the bowl game. Drove to Dothan to Dad's house, spent a little time with him one night, pick him up, and then he and I head to Jacksonville to the bowl game together and make that same path coming back home. Pike County, Alabama. So Brundage, Alabama, peanut country. We're about to go through Ozark, is that right? Yeah. Ozark, Alabama, and then Dothan. I got about another half hour to go. So doing it on the road as opposed to in the air, and it involved a chance to go to Dad's house, which made for a fun trip. Let's go check out the rooster. So woke up there at his place in Dothan the day before the game. So this is going to be the travel day. But before we left, we weren't really under a time crunch that day. We drove out to his place where he hunts. I say his place, a place where he and his friends deer hunt. So we went and kind of checked it out, kind of looked at it from up above, and he could kind of get a picture in his head of kind of the layout and where some of this stuff was that he hadn't really seen before. So a new perspective of his hunting land. Dad and I are headed to Jacksonville, pulling out of his driveway right now. And you have the duty of driving, and I have the duty of keeping you awake.
That's true.
This was a really fun trip, an enjoyable trip for a lot of reasons. But I would say that certainly for me, really I think for both Dad and I, the biggest reason that it was a lot of fun is that we had a rare opportunity to spend some time together. So this is Havana, Florida.
Yeah.
Not Havana, Cuba, although some of these places might fit in Havana, Cuba pretty well. Havana, Florida. We just went through downtown Havana, Florida, and it said it was a golf cart community.
Yeah. It's a pretty neat little place. We're going to see some communities that live on a body of water down here, and they got alligator walls on the sides of the road. You see what I'm talking about?
Alligator walls.
Big steel walls on the side of the road.
We may
keep the alligators off the road.
We're going to stop and look at those alligator walls.
the alligator wall. Right there.
There's some of your water.
They put that wall up.
You can get a picture of this water over here to the left. See how big it is. See that one there? You can just see alligators crawling across these people's yard and off that.
Alligator walls that keep the alligators from coming into the yard. That's according to Dad. Now,
And on the highway. Keep them off the highway.
so is that to protect them or us?
Yes.
Yes.
Tad. In the heck?
What is that? How could they? You talking about confusing? I guarantee you, we're not the only ones.
You know, Dad and I are close, really close father-son relationship, and we've gone to a lot of ball games and things together over the years. But recently, over the last few years, and the distance travel between us has kind of made that a little tougher. Well, this was just great because, you know, spending that time in the car together, talking, kind of catching up. It's like old times. It's really invaluable.
That's as far as it'll open. What's the point of that? It is Saturday morning, December the 30th in Jacksonville at the hotel at 5:45 a.m. So we're going to get breakfast. The day's starting early.
So as far as the actual ball game, this is a thing where Mississippi State's team had all this adversity. You know, coaches left at the end of the year and left them short-staffed. And, of course, their star quarterback, Nick Fitzgerald, got hurt in the last game of the year, so he wasn't going to play. And, you know, it just seemed to be, they seemed to be kind of up against it, and they weren't favored in the game. But they played an unbelievable game, and the effort that they put out there for 4 quarters was just incredible. Nobody saw that coming.
So we made it here. All right, you got minor league baseball over there. You got the practice field for the Jaguars right there. And then it's all right next to Everbank Field, the stadium. We're gonna walk into gate 1, take you along. Here in the press box at Everbank Field, I'm going to show you they actually have a real dinosaur. A real dinosaur. I'm going to show you right now. You ready? Here it is. That
Does it take dimes?
a payphone.
It works. It works.
It even has a coin slot and everything. Look, 5, 10, and 25. We can make a collect call That's Tom Hart, TV man. And the Bachelor, Jordan Rogers, over here somewhere. He's got his back turned to us. But that's him.
Here. We've had a great memory of that Michigan game 2 years later.
And the moment at the end of the game that was really cool, the very last play when Lamar Jackson, the Heisman quarterback, was going to try a Hail Mary. And I turned my camera on, and what you could see is everybody's making noise, cheering, but as soon as they snapped the ball and he rolled to the sideline and the ball was in the air, everybody just got dead silent. Which was a pretty neat scene.
Mississippi State is the champion of the Taxslayer Bowl.
You know, I had a long trip to get home from there. You know, in Jacksonville, I'm 9 or so hours from home. But to be able to just, right after the game, jump back in the truck with my dad, and he drove, but we left there, drove back to his house, only about a 3.5 hour drive back to his house in Dothan. We had some daylight during the trip.
It's the Jaguars practice field, stadium. And there is our truck. Right there, that's where we're going. What a pretty picture that is. I don't know about Dad, but I enjoyed it outside of the cold. How about you, Dad?
I really did too, but my toes stayed cold the whole ball game.
And this kind of weather is hard on two bald guys. It's hard on us,
Yep.
but it was fun. And so now we get in the car and make our way back home.
That's right.
And to get to talk to each other the whole time and talk about the game and keep each other awake, go back and spend the night in a comfortable bed at his house and have a chance to say goodbye was, it just made for a perfect trip. So I'm really thankful, and it was a lot of fun.